The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hey, and welcome to Tee It Up with Phil and Cindy. Hi, Cindy. How you doing?
How you doing, Phil?
This is our fourth show. We're having so much fun.
So much fun.
And we got two amazing guests today. We have Rachel Jennetti and Nick Pulinski from Another Buffalo production, and we're going to talk to them about some of their work and their films that they've been doing over the last couple of years. And, of course, we're going to have a great show. How are you doing, Cindy? What do we got going with you today?
I'm in a little slump, I gotta say.
Oh, come on.
You get those slumps,
Well,
that's where I'm at right now. It's a slump. So it goes in peaks and valleys.
Well,
sometimes things are good, and audition, and you hit it, and then sometimes you just,
Well, we're doing our show, so that'll bring you right.
That's
out of the
right.
show. Hey, Nick. Hi, Rachel. How are you guys today?
Phil, I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, same with
We're
me.
so excited to have you guys. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Well, listen, when Phil Buffone asks, you answer.
Oh,
Always.
absolutely.
I wish that was the case.
For sure.
So, we'll start with Rachel. Tell us a little bit about you and yourself, and give us a little clue on what you're up to.
Yeah,
these days.
give us the rundown.
Right. Hi, I'm Rachel. I am 24. I have been filmmaking since 2017, I want to say. I started actually in high school with my beloved Film Academy in East Aurora High School. Shout out to Chris Cummins and Mr. Kegler. I got my film degree at University of Buffalo, and ever since I've been making films with some of my best friends, including my lovely Nick Pulinski.
Thanks, Rachel.
We've done the 48 since 2019, and we have recently verged into just making our films all the time whenever we feel like it. So currently I am a content creator and creative director at Breckman Media Company, and I love my job with all my heart.
Well, it's always it.
Is it based in Buffalo, Rachel?
Based in Hamburg.
Oh, Hamburg.
Yeah, Hamburg,
okay.
New York. We love
And what
the South
exactly do you
towns.
do there? You said a content.
Yeah, so
creator.
basically I produce content for a variety of clients, including Town Housing, Salino Plumbing, Sweet Buffalo, a few prominent names here in Western New York. We love doing a lot of charity events, such as like the Khalil Shakir pet adoption event, where basically the entire team of the Buffalo Bills showed up. Stuff like that, where there are never 2 days that are the same, and that's something that I really love about my job, and I'm always holding a camera.
That is so cool. I love that.
Yes.
Nikki,
That's
how
really
about
neat,
you?
yeah.
What are you working on? What are you up to?
Well, Phil, I'm also at Breckman Media.
Mm-hmm.
I help Rachel out with a lot of her shoots. I am production coordinator, so I'm making sure everybody's on top of their game, and when they're not, as Rachel often is, you got to give them a little kick in the pants. That was a joke. Rachel is usually on top of things.
Sometimes.
But as it stands, I'm still in school for film. I go to Hilbert currently. But I caught the bug for it in middle school, so I've been at it for a lot of years now.
Well, we met on the 48 just this year, actually.
Yeah, we met
Yeah,
at
this past
the
year.
bar after the 48.
Really. But I know that Ryan Zuner was
course.
the
love Ryan.
what did they give Ryan this year?
He
he
was
got-
the Munch Master of the 48.
They renamed Ruler Supreme after
the
him.
Munch Master.
The Munch Master.
And but that's how we met. We talk a lot about the 48 here. We're going to try and get Jordan on too.
That would be a
But
great guest.
we
Yeah.
really, because that's really how I.
That's how we met.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
And our crew that did Healing Waters Lodge, we had a couple of people that we work with on the show a couple of shows ago.
Yeah.
And but we talk about the 48 a lot. So tell us about you guys are Another Buffalo production. You've obviously we said you've done stuff with the Buffalo 48-hour Film Festival. Tell us what else you guys have worked on and what you're doing now. I know I've actually had the honor to be in at least one of them, and one of Ryan's we did 3 Strikes and You're Dead.
Right.
this
Ryan
year.
was also operating under the Another Buffalo banner, so that's 2 for you, Phil.
That's to be coming too. I hear that we're almost done with that one. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, when I talk about, and I was telling Cindy and a few other people about the way you guys do things. I've been on, and I've been lucky to be on a few big sets, and but working with you guys was such a pleasure because how organized you make it. Maybe if I knew my lines a little better, I'd do better.
Oh, you were fantastic.
But no, tell us about some of the things that you guys have done.
Oh, absolutely. So we got together probably, what year is it, 2025? So 7 years ago now for the 48-hour film project. We started out, Rachel and I were on Rachel's team. It was called Aurora Orianum. I don't know if you know Ian Cherico, but he was on the team for a year. Then he broke off and formed the Graduates. Then, like, by year 2, Aurora Orianum had kind of, like, lost all of its crew, kind of dissipated. So we joined up with Ian, joined up with the Graduates. We did a year as the Graduates. Then Ian went to work for Lemur Studios and thus couldn't participate in the 48. So we kind of took over the Graduates. Justin Zilley's in charge now. Renamed it Another Buffalo Production. Went ham, if you ask me, in the 48-hour film project with the Munchmaster. They liked that enough that we got nominated for audience favorite, which I was quite thrilled about because, wrote
I was
it,
a little bit shocked, but
And they named Ruler Supreme after us, and I think that's when we figured out, like, oh, this is viable. We have enough kind of credit to be able to start doing these things independently of the 48. So immediately Ryan got to work with Jordan Imiola from Funny Buffalo on Three Strikes You're Dead, which was filmed in the same bar that we shot in the 48-hour film project. Right. Phil graciously hopped on.
On a great roll.
We did that. That was supposed to be released by Halloween. The editors had a little snafu, so that's in the works.
Just a little snafu.
And then Rachel and I were like, well, shit, if Ryan can do it, why can't we? Rachel pitched the idea on, like, October 6th. She was like, let's do a Christmas-themed rom-com.
Because I love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Rachel loves a rom-com.
It's a classic.
I love that movie so much, and I love a rom-com, and I just wanted something to be like a little cheer during the Christmas season. I thought, oh, it's October. We have enough time to do this.
Right. So we're like, we spent a week bouncing plots back and forth. We were like, well, there's going to be boyfriend who's coming home, he's meeting the family. What if there's a subplot about, these two mall Santas who hate each other? And like, wait, what if that's the main plot? So from there we got this great plot where, Cindy, I don't know, have you seen? Because I know you said you haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet.
Oh,
Rude.
stream a Tales of Santas.
It's okay.
But I will, because Philly's in it. So
No, Phil did great.
Yes. Every single time someone like watched the movie and they come back to me, they're like, the dad was so good.
Yeah.
It's
Phil's
always
a star.
Phil, like,
literally
I love
go through
Clark.
like the YouTube comments. They're showering you with praise.
They are.
Yeah.
You deserve it though,
So
because it was amazing.
So where can you see this?
Oh, this is. I'm sorry, Rachel. You were gonna plug your channel.
Yes, it's on my YouTube channel. It's Rachel Jennetti on YouTube. It is the most recently posted in my shorts category. We had a little snafu with Another Buffalo Production YouTube, but I think it should be resolved now.
Yeah, we set that up. We're like, well, it's about time we have one of these. We finally have like a set team name. We're finally like pumping out films. So let's get a YouTube set up. And then it was supposed to release Friday the 23rd at like midnight. So it finishes rendering. Rachel goes to upload it.
Well, the 22nd. It was
22nd.
Yeah.
All right, it finishes rendering. Rachel goes to upload it. It's like, verify your phone number. Like, I did verify my phone number.
Also, Nick was asleep.
I was asleep. Okay.
This is like 3 a.m.
It's like 3 in the morning. Unfortunately, I am not usually on call then. So she's like, well, screw it. I'm just going to upload it to my channel. So the Another Buffalo channel production does sit bare, but we're going to fix that.
We'll upload it there too, but for now it lives on my channel, which is fine.
So people can go and watch it.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
definitely put that.
We'll have everything.
Well.
Link there.
We'll have all the
there.
to ways to see it.
Yes.
On the
and hopefully
on
we'll
the
be able to
screen.
view it at Biff. Fingers crossed. If you
can finish the edits on time.
Yes.
Well,
Nick, give me the edits.
I will tell you, Cindy, if you ever get a chance to work with these two, the crew. It was just amazing how I like things very organized.
Of course.
And I try to be organized. I'm not always organized, but that's the way they work.
But when you're in charge, that's a good thing.
Oh, it was
because you don't want to. You want to be time efficient, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want to waste anybody's time, right?
So you guys are just starting. you're just really starting to get into longer films now.
Yes, we
So,
are.
because
This one,
Tale of Two Santas is what, about 27 minutes?
it's
long?
27
Just
minutes
under 30.
total, with our post-credit scene as well. So I think the content itself is about 26 minutes, not including that post-credit scene and the credits.
Post-credit scene counts as content, though. We filmed it. We made Gino act it out.
Yes, and
great.
your mom.
Yeah,
Your mom-
so
your
that was
mom in
hilarious
it.
because they're okay. So we have two Santas in this movie, obviously called
Yeah.
The Tale of Two Santas. One of them is Phil. We call him our dad Santa, and we have
He's
Gino
the good
Damaro,
Santa.
our bad Santa. He's just. Can I say asshole?
Yeah.
Okay, he's just an asshole.
Say whatever you want.
We So we're like, yeah, he's just kind of a scumbag. He's
Yeah.
rough with the kids. He's there was the one line I wrote where he walks up to the chair and he's on the phone and he's like, well, in full Santa costume, it's like, well, I don't care if they're plastic, tits are tits. You know what I'm talking about? So that's the kind of guy we're dealing with.
Right.
So the post credit scene is we kind of got to get him some comeuppance. So we're like, what if he's just like a failed Santa beggar, like with a charity bell? So I didn't script that out. I just said in the script montage of Frank Anderson flailing around with the charity bell. I was like, Gino, you can improvise this. He comes back with a full page long Google Doc just of the most filthiest phrases you can imagine of the things he wants to say.
I literally had to bleep them out with jingle bells
It was
in
crazy.
order to be
It's
PG-13.
really funny. It's
like-
a really
It's
funny.
I wish I could put
It's like
the
whose
uncut version.
whose balls do I gotta fondle to get some change for the children?
It was jingle.
He changed it to jingle. The document said fondle, which was like so much worse.
It was so bad.
There's
But
like
he is such a fantastic actor. I swear he can do literally anything we ask of him. Although we always ask him to be the villain.
Yeah.
He like in our other one, like Three Strikes, he
Right.
was our ghost.
He was the killer.
The killer,
Yeah.
the ghost baseball killer. And in this one, he's our bad Santa, and I couldn't think of a better person to be our bad Santa. Honestly,
it was originally gonna be. I don't know if you guys follow Trainwreck Sports.
another one of our clients. We were
But
gonna ask.
the guy behind that maniac, their host, was going to be it. And we're like, cool, brand synergy. And then he had to shoot. And we're like, who can do this on extremely short notice? And we're like,
Yes.
Gino Damaro.
Gino,
Yes,
always
Scott.
Gino,
Right.
and like he's got it down. Like I feel like this part was like made for him. Honestly,
I think I liked him better than I would have Maniac. And the role Maniac, if
Sorry,
you're watching
Maniac,
this,
we
no
love you.
offense, we love you.
I will
we'll
tell
put you in the next one.
I had fun really on both films, but the place that you guys filmed Three Strikes and You're Dead.
Yes,
Holy
that is an
moly.
intense set.
I'm like, I can't ever go back there except
I
for
gotta
the
tell
new
ya,
film we're currently
That's
writing.
like burn the clothes.
Okay, now
after
you got to
leave
tell
this
us where
place.
was the set.
Yes, so it was it the Croatian Club?
It was the Crow Club, yeah.
Yes, so it's a club in around like downtown Buffalo in
Yeah,
a way.
just outside.
Like Northtown's kind of
It's on Vulcan Street.
yeah.
It's owned by
And-
North Buffalo District Councilman Joe Gollenbeck.
Yes, and also I don't think it's like a legal.
Rachel, you can't say that on a public podcast.
It's
It's a strip
like,
club.
No, it's not
it's
a
a
strip
bar.
club.
Not open to the
Not a
public.
strip
It's like a
It's a private club.
exclusive
Oh, okay.
private cigar club.
And Phil was allowed in there.
we were all
Listen,
allowed
man,
there
okay.
apparently.
they don't want like people coming in and acting like it's a bar. So
Yeah.
you can imagine how rough the set was.
It was like it was probably the grossest place I've ever been.
Oh.
But it was also the best set I've ever
It was so
experienced in
grungy,
my
it's
life.
perfect.
It
Like
worked.
it was like
Wait, I want to know who goes to this club.
like you press your hand to the
Lot of old
bar
men.
and it like sticks when you. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Phil, so I don't know that you were there for this because you hadn't shown up yet, but we were setting up the Halloween decorations on the bar before the shoot, and I'm standing on the bar putting the Halloween decorations up, and I back up, and one of like the fly traps that was hanging gets caught in my hair.
Oh, get out.
To be fair, we put those there
Yeah, we put those there on the last shoot.
Disgusting.
So
for the 48.
I'm like, oh shit! Now my hair is sticky and stuck together, and I have to go into the bathroom and use the sink that is spewing out this filthy water.
Oh, my
to clean my
God.
hair, and it was just so gross all day. And like by the time I got home, my mother was like, "What the hell happened to you?"
Well, let me put it this way: when we were shooting some of the scenes that I had a long.
You were like laying on the bathroom floor.
Well, I wasn't on the bathroom floor.
No, that was
I
Glenn.
didn't. That
Oh,
I
that
did
was
not
Glenn,
have
yeah.
to do. But I was laying on the bar, but. It was a stretch for
You were
me.
Alcatating.
Because
I thought
was-
that
Allocating.
happened
I
last
was the
night.
drunk bar
Did you
patron.
tell me that happened last night?
I know.
You were on the bathroom floor.
I was the drunk bar patron, but I said I think I was saying something to Ryan. I go, you know what? because it's probably happened to me. I crushed up all these potato chips and I laid in the
Oh, yeah,
potatoes
yeah,
over
yeah,
my
yeah,
face.
yeah.
So when I
you
got
come
up,
up
I
and
had
they were
the
all
chips
stuck to
like
your
stuck to
face.
my face. And I think my first line was, "What do you want? What are you bothering me for?" Because poor Tabitha
Right.
is
Oh,
trying to
Tabby,
wake
I
me
love
up from
I love
sleeping on
Tabby.
the
I'd take a
bar.
bullet for that woman.
She was in ATOTS too.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun on that one too. So, Nikki, just tell me a little bit more. What are you working on at school? Do you have any like end of the year projects? I know like Buff State does some and Villa does them.
Absolutely. So I have been in a lot of film classes thus far. A couple of years ago, I did one called Errant Strands, which I think is technically the longest film I've ever done. It beats out ATOTS by like a minute. So that was a lot of fun. Then last year, I hosted or co-hosted this show. It was like a man on the street style interview. It was called Work in the Street, which was ironic because there weren't really many streets on campus. But I would go around and I get the chance to mess with people and we'd make them play dumb games for dumb prizes. I don't know if you've ever seen Billy Eichner or the stuff he does, but that was very similar. We had one of our friends who's he's like a bodybuilder and also down for anything. So it's one of my best friends, Sydney Barrett, myself, and her were doing this. We're hosting the show. Her boyfriend is in the army, and we had him on for an episode. And Sydney's not gonna like that I'm telling this story on a public podcast, but she had a dream like a week or two before we filmed the episode, wherein she's being asked out repeatedly by Chris Evans as Captain America, and she's saying, "No, Captain America, no," which isn't what most sane people would have said in that situation, but I digress.
I agree.
Her boyfriend says about this, "Well, I'll kill Captain America. I'll put his head on a pike. I will kill him while he's in the costume." And we're like, "Okay, Ryan, so wouldn't it be funny if we're in the middle of an interview and we had someone dressed as Captain America to come and jump out at this U.S. Army soldier?" So we got our friend Pat involved. We got him, we found it on eBay. It was like a $20 Captain America costume. And it was like a skin-tight morph suit. And we get it, and we're like, wait, shit, this doesn't have any eye holes. So we have to cut out eye holes and a mouth hole. But it doesn't fit properly. It's so tight on him, and the eyes are on the forehead. So he's wearing aviators. And we got him this dinky little plastic shield, and we're in the middle of this interview with this U.S. Army soldier. And I say, "Ryan, you previously told us that you could kill Captain America. Do you stand by that?" He goes, "Well, if he shows up, I'll do my best." I go, "All right, get his ass, Pat." This guy comes out in this skin-tight Captain America costume, charges this U.S. Army soldier, and he's like, "I don't think that's the real Captain America." And Pat's like, "Watch this," and starts doing push-ups. He's like, "Should I fight him?" I'm like, "Yeah, Ryan, go ahead and fight him." And they start fighting, and we turn the camera away because we didn't want to get too violent. But as soon as we turn the camera away, he picks Captain America up and throws him at the goddamn wall, Phil.
Oh my God.
So needless to say, Campus Safety was not thrilled with the show. We came afoul with them a couple of times. There was this episode where we're like, Thanksgiving. We're like, "Sing us a Thanksgiving song or we're going to pie you in the face." And they were just filled with whipped cream. And this one did not make the cut of the episode, but we have this friend, Kenny, and we're like, "Kenny, can you get pied by us?" We're like, "Absolutely." He did not tell us that he was susceptible to nosebleeds before we did that. So we shove the whipped cream in his face and we pull it away and blood everywhere. And one of this random teacher that I met before was walking by and goes, "Well, did you punch him?" Like, "No, I didn't punch him."
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it was crazy. We did 2 seasons, then Sydney moved to Washington, so no more seasons of that. I'm not really in any film classes this semester. I'm just getting my ass kicked by statistics. So
Statistics.
why is statistics a required class, Phil? I'm a film major.
You got to ask my ex-wife. She was a math teacher. And
Can she tutor me?
No, she's actually spending a month in Florida. She's my ex-wife, by the way. So,
But we have an in, is what you're saying.
well,
Yeah.
you do have an end. But Rachel, what are you working on? What I know you're doing the content. Cinema.
Yeah, so we got-
asked you that. And,
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff lined up for work. I do a lot of events. We got an event season coming up, and I'm very excited about that. But right now, for fun, outside of work, we're actually both writing a film that is going to turn out very, very, very long. If we want to talk about that right now.
I would love to talk
Okay.
about that,
Well,
provided
yeah,
Phil and Cindy are okay.
Tell
Yeah.
us. This-
Absolutely.
So in comes The Alchemist.
Immediately after A Tale of Two Santas, we're like, okay, what are we doing next? Because
Yeah.
no rest for the wicked.
Oh, God, no.
You got to just chasing that rush, Phil. So
Got a lot of energy.
How can we one up it?
I'm
like,
I have been
people are
watching-
drinking coffee. We're drinking 3 Red Bulls at once. Like,
I am not big on the energy
Holy
drinks,
shit.
but
I don't think you
okay.
need any.
so I'm told. So I work for Bruckman Media with Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Like a week after I was hired, Nick Bruckman says to Rachel, like, "Holy cow, how does he have that much energy?" So
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 2 Nicks at the studio. It gets very confusing.
And the email situation is a little rough because the email format is firstname@bruckmanmedia.com. Unfortunately, Nick at Bruckman Media was already taken.
By
so,
the owner,
Nick, if
unfortunately.
you're watching this, I will fight you for it. Not really. Please don't fire me. I want to keep my job. But so there was a period of time where we were getting each other's emails for about a week, which made things complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Um,
could be
Nick Bru-
interesting, right?
Nick Bruckman, I want to shout out Nick Bruckman because he's an incredible cameraman
Yes.
and has been following us around to these shoots. He did the 48 with us. He did Tell It to Sanus with us, and you would know it turned out looking amazing.
I am like blown away every single time he picks up a camera, and honestly, like I use those C70s for work sometimes, and I'm like, what is going on here? He is like a literal wizard with lighting and camera op, so I'm so glad that he's on our team and that we force him into these little projects.
I don't know that we
Thanks,
forced
Nick.
him because he was like, "What's next?" And I was like, "Oh, we're doing
What's next? Okay.
we're doing this longer film called The Alchemist, or working title The Alchemist." And he's like, "Well, all right, well, count me in." So I'm looking forward to that. But it is called The Alchemist. It is. We had the idea shortly after ATOTS. I was like, I really want to write like a 40 style film noir crime film around this journalist, and I want Tabby to be the lead, Tabitha Raythiel,
Yeah.
because we love Tabby.
Tabitha.
and-
Oh, yeah.
She's such a
very
fantastic actress, and she can do drama so
Right.
well.
I was stalking Tabby a little bit after, because she like tagged me in like one of the recap posts for like we just did ATOTS, and I ended up watching all her reels, and I was like, she's talented and really talented, and we're not utilizing this to the best of our abilities.
Totally, yeah.
So
Well, wait a minute. What about like a 1940s type, guy like with those nice fedoras and stuff? I mean, I would look good in that.
Phil, we might have a role for
We
you.
actually have been
So-
thinking about that. You and Harold.
We
I don't want to say anything, but I'm throwing that
Yeah.
out
we
there.
might have a role for you, Phil.
we certainly.
So I started writing the plot. This one took a while longer to come together than To Tell It to Santa's, at least the plot outline. It took us a while. I cracked it like in the shower at like 11 p.m. and I came into work the next morning. And I'm like, Rachel, I got it. And I excitedly told her this, and she's like, "Do you have a plot outline?" And I'm like, "No, it's just vibes." I got an outline going. I started writing. I'm like 30-something pages in right now. But it follows this disgraced investigative journalist played by Tabby. Her name is Liv Harper. She is investigating the disappearance of her brother, and in the process uncovers this sinister collusion that threatens to shake the very fabric of her city. So,
It's a very political thriller kind of thing, where she's like going up against
she's going
an
up
entity
against...
that we don't entirely know.
We don't know who's really behind it, but she
Yes.
has her fair share of roadblocks. So she's up against the mayor, or so it would seem, the deputy mayor, the chief of police, people like that.
And the alchemist is this person who makes this medication.
Yes. So I don't know that I should tell this, but
That's-
one of our main
It might
characters is this
Don't
mayor.
give away all the secrets, but
We don't know who the alchemist is.
One of our main characters is this mayor, the mayor of the town of Arden, New York, which is ironically named after one of my friends because I couldn't think of a city
We do
name.
that a lot with our characters.
Yeah.
Like Clark, obviously Clark Griswold.
Was named after Clark
Yes.
Griswold.
Frank is a certain other person that we won't mention, but
I want to mention him, but anyway. So he's this well-liked incumbent, pretty clean-cut. He's running for re-election. He's taken these bold stances in favor of, like, we're going to do some police reform. Sorry. We are going to stand up to, like, the drug lobbyists, to the pharmaceutical lobbyists, which is drawing him some enemies. So he's discreetly being poisoned by the deputy mayor. This is the exclusive. You're not getting this anywhere else.
Who we looking at?
Because the deputy mayor is being bankrolled by this secret kind of mastermind, this crime boss known only as the Alchemist. He's created this drug that effectively it functions like a stroke. It mimics the effects. So you're going to have like, the loss of memory, the loss of brain damage.
and then if it's overdosed, potentially death.
Right, exactly. They're trying to push him out of this race so the deputy mayor can take his spot, allow the police to act unencumbered, which is why he has the help of the chief of police,
It's a coup, basically.
and let the drugs flow. And Tabitha Raphael, or Liv Harper is her character's name, has to figure out how this connects to the murder of her father and the disappearance of her brother.
So a suspected murder of her brother too.
The
'cause
suspected murder.
It's been a while.
He's a missing person. They're
Yeah.
letting missing persons cases pile up, and we don't know why.
That's very interesting. That
Yeah.
sounds like a really very interesting concept.
It'll be very dark,
Yeah.
very moody.
I think this is like the most F words I've ever put into a script.
Well, I got to tell you,
We might
love
fix
the
that
film
for
New
Yeah.
West.
submission circumstances.
I love
Like
the
the,
film
the
New West
deputy
stuff.
mayor, he likes to swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah.
At times.
For sure.
Times.
Yeah.
We started thinking about who's
Yeah.
going to be good in the roles too. There's a lot of roles we're going to have to like ask people we don't know to do. Like the mayor is one, but we're like,
Obviously, we wrote Liv for Tabby.
right,
So
chief of police could absolutely be Phil.
Oh, look at that.
We'll see.
It,
We'll
like, it
find you
feels
something, Cindy.
it feels willing to come back.
I love working on. I got to tell you,
yeah.
and you guys, I kind of fell into this whole thing. It's really funny. I didn't go to school for it or anything like that. I kind of just fell into it.
Yeah.
And luckily met people like Cindy and Jane and Nikki and our crew.
We've met so many.
Yeah.
And you have a
amazing
really talented crew.
people. Yeah.
Like, what better
It's
people to
just
surround
so-
yourself with?
Yeah.
It's
totally.
really been a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
But I know it's so much different, and I've learned so much from you guys and from others. Just watching what goes on a set, I think I said the first time I was ever on a set was Marshall, when they did Marshall,
Right.
Yeah.
And in the end of 2018, I knew somebody. They said, "Well, just send in here's an email. Send in your." I took a picture on my phone. I got 2 days on the set,
Right.
and from there, well, the story's
Yeah.
written now.
Right.
Phil, we're supposed to be the
Yeah.
ones learning from you.
No, I just try to do the best I can when I'm on those sets. So what else have we got going? What are you working on with your content with the bill?
Basically, right now we're planning the Khalil Shakir event for this upcoming August. We're trying to find a date with Resurgence, so that'll be really fun. We want to do a lot of charity events, and actually one of my clients was actually diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm not sure when this podcast is going to go out, but on March 1st, we're actually having a basket raffle at Riverworks for her. Her name is Kim LaRussa, and we're raising a lot of money for her breast cancer treatment. She is the amazing face of Sweet Buffalo, who actually finds a lot of people who want to donate for dogs, for children who also have cancer in the Western New York area, and just bring some light to a lot of people that need it, especially in these like very cold, depressing winter months. So that's like a major focus right now for us, because she's so near and dear to our hearts. And then obviously we're moving studios, so that's going to be like a huge thing for the next like week or so. We're so excited. We got a bunch of new technology. It's a more like confined space, but in a good way, that we don't have miles between each set. We have with my employer Nick, not you, the other one,
my payroll.
made some rolling theater walls that we can
Oh,
bring in
wow.
for some
Yeah,
new podcasts.
that's so cool.
Yeah, and then also, actually, while we're speaking right now, our studio is filming Mafia Family Ties, which Bill's Mafia is a trademark term, but the creator of Bill's Mafia actually has the license to use it. And so him with 26 Shirts, which is a Buffalo-based apparel company that does a lot of the Bill's shirts,
Right.
the fun ones, So we do a lot of stuff with that. So and then also on March 1st as well, we're doing an event with the Bandits. The Buffalo Bandits are
Oh, that's cool.
They're going for the
we love the
3P.
Bandits.
Josh and
yeah.
Dan are our besties.
They are
That's
so
great.
sweet. They are great, and they bear with us when we're using the teleprompter a lot. So it's great to hang out with them, and it's great to know that there are like great people who have their platform to use their voice for good things. And yeah, I just love doing promo with them, and with like especially the Trainwreck Sports, where I get to go to all the tailgates, do the live streams from the tailgates, freeze my toes off.
Oh,
Like,
that's so
it's
fun.
so fun.
It sounds like a good time.
Yes, it's such a good time, and I love all those guys.
Now, how
so.
long have you? Now, you both work for Nick. So
Yeah.
how long have you both been there?
Yeah, so I've been there since January 2024, like January 5th, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
So over a year now. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
And how about you, Nick?
Just shy of 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. How did you guys meet?
Actually, through Hilbert College Film Camp, I was going into Hilbert
Is
the
that like
next
band
year.
camp?
In a way, it's like basically you have
The,
to like
the same kind
go
of
there.
losers
Yeah.
in it, right?
Yeah, it was like the uncool people. That's actually how we met Ryan
Yeah.
and Ian.
Whoa!
I always just think it's so interesting how people connect. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah, it's great. But Nick, how old were you when we met?
I don't know, maybe 14.
I was like 17.
oh wow.
and,
So it's been a while.
It's been a while,
Yeah.
17, 18. And we basically met in that camp where Ian was our teacher.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And even though Ian's only like 2 years older than me.
Oh.
But we met there, and then ever since we've been like kind of intersecting, and then I guess the universe kind of just forced us to be friends.
Yeah.
Because we've
Yeah.
always like
That's
been
what
in the
happened.
same projects.
People, I'm forced to be friends with Phil.
Yeah.
I get
Whoa,
that. Yeah.
being
We
friends
love
with
it.
Phil is a privilege.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now we're forced to be in friends with Phil. Wow.
Forced to be friends. Choose
Because
to be
I do a
besties.
podcast with them. I'm forced to be friends with them. I probably should have said that out loud, but
Oh.
anyway, no, I love Phil.
We have a
Yeah.
lot of fun together.
That's so interesting. You guys are so young, and you have so much freaking energy. Like I could just I can't imagine like what goes through your minds, like in script wise,
Mile a
coming
minute.
up. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just even just listening. I mean, how many scripts do you have going already? Like, do you have like 15, 20 already? You know,
we have a simple plot ideas
Yeah.
sheet, but like if we find a script that we're like really excited about, like The Alchemist or
This was
like A Tale of Two Santas, then we get right on that.
yeah.
But if we're like, if it's been a while, we're in a rut, then we'll just refer to the simple plot ideas mostly, and we'll be like, what do you think we should do?
So you guys
Right.
do you have to click on it together, or does Nick talk you into it, or do you
Sometimes.
talk? Yeah,
so
The Alchemist was
varies.
yours, and
Right.
then A Tale of Two Santas was my baby. And then
well,
like my idea first, and then The Alchemist was your ideas first.
yeah. Rachel was like, "Let's do a Christmas movie."
Yeah.
I think the actual plot details that was something that was a Nick baby.
Yeah.
Then I wrote the script.
Because, like, I was at a Halloween party one day, and then Nick was not at the same party. Nick just texted me, I finished the script.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm like-
so
That's crazy.
I want to throw it out there. So I had started writing the script one night. I got like the first 3 scenes done. And I was like, all right, I'm going to call it a night. Night 2, I go back at like 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, all right, I'm going to start writing. Call it by like 11. Then I got in like such a great creative flow. And I was like, let me just keep going. I don't want to lose it. I finished the script, and I looked up the clock, and it was 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
So,
I was not still at the party. I was home.
so Rachel, I finished the script.
Okay.
I finished the script.
I was
I'm
reading
it,
my
I'm
book
going to
in
bed.
bed.
At home at
Yeah,
six.
sure.
Like 42 pages long. And Rachel's like, Nick, the film was supposed to be 20 minutes. This is never going to work.
Yeah.
I'm like, Rachel, it's going to work, you big
And it was
baby.
27 minutes, so I guess it was fine.
So
yeah.
let me ask you this. I'm a teacher at high school. I'm a phys ed teacher, but you know I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are in theater. You know, because we have a common connection, and they like
Right.
to
And
come
I
and talk
imagine
to
as
me.
a phys ed teacher, those are probably your least favorites.
Yeah, I love them. Listen,
We
they're-
walk the mile.
Listen, we walk the mile. I love all my students, but those kids, because obviously I act too, so we have a little bit of a common connection there, and they're so excited too, and I could just see the joy in their face as well. But what advice would you give to like younger kids, like out to either write or film, or maybe they're thinking about, college, maybe going to school. Like, do you have to go to school? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, where are some outlets they can go now? And is the 48 available to young kids?
Yes.
For sure.
It is. This is like my favorite subject because I mentioned at the beginning that my film academy teachers, Chris Cummins and Thomas Kegler, they I love them with all my heart. I took film academy in high school. I really originally thought I was going to go to school and I was going to be an environmental lawyer. I love the environment. I love, nature and everything.
Once a month, she still says, maybe I should go to law school.
Yeah, oh, right.
You know,
Hey,
whenever
you're still young.
whenever I
you
have a
can
bad
do
day
that.
at work, I'm like, Nick, should I go to law school? No, I
Finish
should
paying
not.
off
I
your
really
student
should
loans
not.
first, Rachel.
Okay, they're not that bad. And anyway, but I had I had that experience when I was a senior in high school. It was the last 3 periods of the day. We had writing, drama, and editing. So we had those 3 periods. If you had like a film that you wanted to do, you could go out and shoot it.
Wow.
And so for that program, I'm so happy I had that program. It was only for like 20 people
Yeah.
or less. And
What a great opportunity, though, that they offered that.
and I was always like, I was like, before this, I thought I wanted to act. I thought I was going to be an actress. I
Same.
never got the lead in the school musical.
Right. Yeah.
I have like, I'm not that
should've.
graceful.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking like, man, Jesus Christ Superstar without Rachel. Like, what the fuck is that?
Okay, we did Guys and Dolls though. So,
Oh, come on.
Anyway, but we basically I talked to my teachers and I was like, I want to make a movie. I want to make a short film, and I want to make it about sign language. And Mr. Cummins, he sat me down in front of a computer. He said, "Make it. Go ahead, do it. This is Premiere. Open it. You can go film it. Take a camera, go film it, and make it." And I did, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
You have to. It has to be really bad
Yeah.
for your first one. It still holds a special place in my heart. It's still up on my channel. Like, I love that short film. I had 2 of my best friends at the time. Like, I had them be the 2 actors in it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, we had a film festival for that class, and I submitted it. And it made my dad cry. Because it was the only one that my dad is deaf. It's the only one he could understand without the words. Because no
Right.
one put the captions on at that time. And honestly, I didn't even think of it at the time. And ever since then, I put captions on every single one of my
Yeah.
films. Like, even if it's like through YouTube, I put captions on
Right.
YouTube
Yeah.
just so my dad can watch them.
Aw,
because
that's
like
awesome.
it's so important for accessibility for that,
Yeah.
and like to share with other people. And I don't think you need a formal education like college for making a film or doing our jobs and stuff like that. I think practical experience is really powerful. I did get a degree in film, and I did work so hard. I was actually in college. I worked at Plato's just to sustain life.
Yeah.
I
That's Plato's Closet, right? Is
yes,
it? Okay, girl.
always.
All
Always
right.
thrifting. I worked at Plato's Closet. I also worked at the UV athletics department. And I was a videographer for their travel football program. I still love the people there. And then I also was a corporate video editor remotely
Wow.
for webinars. So like the thing is, you need to gather that experience, and you have to find someone who will take a chance on you. And that's what I really want to offer with Another Buffalo production. Something that will help you gather experience, because you need someone to help you get that foot in the door.
Right.
Like, whether you're a Nepo baby or not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you need someone to help you with that first step, and then you can keep walking from there. Whether
Right.
you start like up here on the ladder or like right here on the
Yeah.
ladder, you have to start somewhere. And like starting somewhere, if you're starting in high school or if you're starting in middle school, your films are going to be bad. I'm
Or
sorry.
if you're starting when
Yeah.
you're 50-some-year-old.
Oh, that's great advice. Yeah, that's great
Yeah.
advice.
How long did it take us to get to a point where we felt like our films were good?
Oh, Munchmaster.
Yeah.
Like,
So, like-
literally last summer, I thought, oh my God, this film
I
is
was like,
really
oh,
good.
we
Like,
made it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like my films are like good in the sense that like they're a story, and I completed the film.
Right.
Like, I didn't fail at completing the film. I
Right.
completed the film, and that's like what matters in gathering the experience in order to make that team great.
Yeah.
And I think like having the people, like, we really situated people in A Tale of Two Santas in the right roles. Like, Nick is our fantastic cinematographer. We had Harold. Actually, he is one of our awesome actors. I'm doing a project with him this summer. He is our sound guy.
Right.
Like,
Right.
He's acting in the next one.
yes,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
acting in
Harold
the next
is
one.
another
Yeah.
Like, he was like, he made my
Should be
life
a
so
model.
much
That
easier.
guy-
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he have like that model look, Harold?
Yes,
For sure.
Yes, and he can do like fantasy roles. I love it.
He's really
It's amazing. We love Harold.
Yeah, he's
but like
really
he
good.
really made my life so much easier with that audio. Like, yeah.
Well, I want to just tell you, we're just coming up on our last minute here. Cindy, any final thoughts?
Oh my gosh, these two are infectious. Like, I feel.
Thank you.
I feel so old, Phil.
I know.
They got so
I
much
see. Oh my
energy.
God.
If it helps, I'll be 25
working
next
with
month.
these two, you do.
Happy birthday.
You don't feel old, but
Yeah.
I
mean,
will
there's just-
tell you, it's like
It's just so interesting because they're so young and they do have so much energy, but just like their minds are just so creative and
it's really an example of,
It
of the
is.
talent that's in the Western New
Absolutely.
York area. And again, I'll say it again, people don't realize that the film industry in Western New York
Yeah.
is really vibrant. And it's because of you guys,
100%.
up and coming. And it's so nice to
And
have
so
you here.
talented.
And you're so
Yes.
talented.
Thank you, Phil.
And I loved working on the
Yeah.
two things I did with you guys, your crew.
We loved working with you, Phil.
yourselves.
You were a
That's why we're
star. Are you
inviting
kidding
you
me?
Script. It was so much fun doing it, and it was just wonderful to do it. And I want to thank you both for being here.
oh my gosh,
on
thank you so
Tee
much.
Up
It was
with
an
Phil and
absolute
Cindy.
joy.
Thank you
meet
for having
guys.
us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
We want to say, watch our show, subscribe.
Yes, hitting like, yeah.
If you can see, I'm wearing all my Sabres gear today.
That's right.
It's-
Let's go
it-
Sabres.
Sabres.
Let's go
Sabres.
Bandits.
This
Go
will
Sabres,
be
go
on
Bandits, go
after,
Bills.
but it's an afternoon Saturday game. We're here at
Right.
Thank you, Rich at Emerge
Of
Media
course.
with Rich Moranto. Thanks for having us. Go Sabres. And Rachel, Nick, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you so
Another
much,
Buffalo
you guys. It was
production.
I
We'll be
appreciate
looking
it.
for your
Guys.
next film. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.